maybe I'm a little bit of a unicorn because I think there's sometimes people get lost in like, what is my calling? And they over index on this thing they're not doing and ignore the things that are right in front of them. So, do you have a job? Be the best employee you can possibly be. Be great at it. Are you a parent? Man, just lean into those little people. What is actually in front of you that you are certain is your responsibility? Just get great at that.
Hey, welcome to Cornerstone Conversations. My name is Trevor. I am here with Pastor Josh Hersey from the wonderful Church on the Rock in St. Augustine, Florida.
Why do you introduce yourself as Trevor and me as Pastor Josh? Why don't you be Trevor, I'll be Josh?
I don't think I'm doing that. All right, here we go. Today, we're going to jump in and we're going to talk about humility and obedience. Everyone's favorite topic, I know. But let's have a little fun first. Desert Island. You never played the game?
No.
Also on camera today, Mr. Beautiful Dylan Para, right over there, producing everything, making it happen. Dylan, you ever played Desert Island?
Never.
Okay, well, here we go. Here's what you have to do. You're on a desert island. You're by yourself. You get to bring one thing with these questions. That's it. That's all you can get. All right.
Why is the rum gone? You remember that from?
No.
Yeah, man, from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Never seen it. I'm a Christian.
Stop
okay, so here we go.
He says that. Doesn't he do it every single time?
What is, here we go. One fast food restaurant, fully staffed and stocked. Which one are you choosing?
Taco Bell.
Amen.
I'm with you on that.
Probably Taco Bell, yeah.
Taco Bell. Oh, here we go. Desert Island game. Players get a secret. Okay, that's a little confusing. That's a lot of rules on that one. But anyhow.
Let's do it your way. Taco Bell, because I feel like you can eat tacos like all the time and you don't get sick of. I don't. Anyway.
I'm the same way. Everybody knows I love Taco Bell. And I think there's only like 23 ingredients or something like that. Can you Google that, Dylan? There's like Taco Bell's only like 23 ingredients and they make all of their stuff from that or something. I thought I heard that, or maybe I made that up. 23. Is that?
He's just telling himself that.
Misunderstanding. Okay, I'm an idiot. That's what it just says. Okay, so that's wrong. All right, here we go. Next one. You'll like this one. You get to have one worship song. Desert Island. One worship song forever.
Now, okay.
Forever.
Do I get to classify what worship is?
Yes.
All right, Jesus Freak, DC Talk.
Oh, wow.
Let's go.
School.
For the rest of my life, let's go.
Old school.
Love that song.
That's a good one. I forget her name. There's a song called Stand Still that
I have no idea. I've never heard of it.
Bro. Oh, Mara Justine and Maverick City Music, bro.
I don't think I've heard that
it's
one.
Like there's not even music, like just vocals pretty much.
Really?
And like keys.
Forever? That's the one song?
Dude, it's
what about
so good.
I don't even know.
See, he prepared the questions. He's not...
You know what song I love right now is that new, and we did it Sunday, that new Awesome God, the Phil Wickham version, but he redid it. Like that's I like that one right now.
What's the song I'm really digging right now? Let me look at my Spotify because I don't dislike worship like you made everyone believe.
That's not so bad. I do. Brother, all I did was repeat words.
Pride of a Father.
Never heard of it.
Oh man, that song is just working for me right now.
Never heard of it.
Has been for months and months. Great song.
All right, here we go. Let's do one or two more. You can bring one comfort item from home. What's making the cut?
Comfort item from home.
All right, I'm on a desert island forever.
Yep.
And I get one comfort item from home.
Correct.
Stressful.
Yeah, I'm bringing my bow.
Really?
Yeah, it's therapy for me. I'll just shoot.
I'm bringing a couch.
That's probably really smart. That's way smarter than a bow.
Well, I guess if bow you could eat, but I don't know. Anyhow, what are you bringing?
A bed? It's like better than
I guess,
couch?
but I can't just lay in. I'm not one of those that can like watch TV in the bed and then like lay in the bed.
Yeah,
it's like
do both.
Yeah, a couch. I feel like both.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a smarter play. Yeah.
All right. All right. I know the answer to this. What you're gonna say? You had Wi-Fi, but only had one app.
You do.
I knew that was. I mean, that's an easy
really
one, right?
easy,
I mean,
yeah.
what are you going with?
I can't think of anything other than YouTube.
I would think that would be like
You
everything.
get everything there.
Yeah, that wasn't a good one.
The whole thing.
That one sucked. Okay. I don't know. One celebrity, pastor, or Christian podcaster stranded with you. Who is it? That's just not the Christians too boxed in. That doesn't even sound fun. Who like? Y'all know I'm going Theo Vaughn for sure.
Can I say none?
None? Wow. Okay. This man doesn't believe in community.
Dang, man. Okay.
Take with me?
The first name that just jumps into my mind
Trevor.
is Craig Rochelle. Craig Rochelle. But then I'm like, if I took Craig and there's no other people, first, I'm always losing. And two, there's no one to help. That would be interesting.
That's a hard one. I think
That's
that's
a
probably the
hard
hardest
one,
one.
man. That's a hard one.
Podcast.
What is
It
it?
was like, I'll
To
just
be
go by
like,
myself.
that's the
All right,
one
who
to
are
do.
the one celebrity? Oh, Dylan, we didn't start the clock. That means we're just rolling free time here. What's one celebrity, though? You don't know?
Probably like a chef.
Ooh.
That is smart.
Guy, what's his name?
Guy
Guy
Fieri,
I don't know how to say his name.
Whipping all the time.
That's pro move right there.
Brilliant.
Pro move.
His couch, your chef, my bow. We could probably make it happen.
Sounds like we're going on a trip.
Hey, I do want to say this before we jump into it. A couple weeks ago, I looked into this beautiful camera and I said, if you think your pumpkin bread is good, if you think you've got what it takes for me to try your pumpkin bread and to grade it, to bring it to me, several of you did that. Thank you so much. I believe there are 3 top ones that I'm going to have to, and I don't want to offend everybody else, but at the same time, I just got to be honest. Okay.
Let's do it. This is awesome.
So I'm going to go with the 3 they all had different elements. Okay.
Now,
So-
are you putting them in an order or just top
no,
3?
I don't want to. I really don't want to upset these 3 people because I want future ones. But everybody else, just
Thank you for
for that.
for sure.
I will say this: no one brought me dry pumpkin bread, and
Nice.
thank you for that. All right, so Carla's tasted. Shout out to Carla, almost like a cheesecake. Delicious. Kimberly gave me one. I've never seen anything like this thing. It had like crumbles on top, chocolate chips in it as well. Was the amount that I ate in
Chocolate
one
chips in
was ridiculous. And then today, I get from a Kansas State Fair winning baker, Miss Sarah from COTR. Incredible. I tried it just a second ago. Dylan was in here. I said, that is the most complete pumpkin bread I've ever had. I mean,
way to go, Sarah.
From start to finish, the way, I mean, this, I'm going to sound like, just the way it chewed. What are you laughing?
You're so into it. This is
Dude,
fun.
Dude, he liked it so much. He was like, just
the
hold
way
it.
it, like you could, right. I did. I go feel the weight of this thing. I wanted to carry it like a little baby or whatever.
Love it.
So tremendous. All 3 of you, y'all are going to take 1A, 1B, 1C. Everybody else, hey, just keep trying. I'm going to probably put out some more things. I'm thinking Christmas time, fudge. So if you got a good fudge recipe, I'm your man. All right.
Hey, I want to shout out Philip and Katie in Indiana.
Oh, what's up?
These are
Philip and Katie?
friends of mine, and I met Philip through another great friend of mine, Jeremiah, or JT, as I like to call him.
Oh, yeah.
We've
JT, are you with me?
Yeah, that's
Remember
right.
that?
So we, I remember that
Yeah.
for sure.
We all the church ain't going on.
Yes, that's exactly what that is. Yeah.
That's Kurt Franklin, right?
Yeah, 100%. Should have brought him. Anyhow, go ahead.
So anyway, just met Philip through another friend and hunted and all this kind of stuff. And anyway, apparently he texted me the other day because he was showing me his number 1 target buck for the season.
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking about how Katie apparently is a faithful listener of the show, and she has now gotten him to start. And so welcome to the party.
Yeah, thank
to
you so
Philip.
much. Welcome,
Yeah.
welcome. It means a lot that you guys are watching,
No
and
doubt.
it always
No
blows
doubt.
our mind for sure. And it just makes it all worth it. So truly, whether you're sharing the reels, the full episodes, whatever it might be, thank you. Today, we're talking about 2 things that are very real, very needed. There's no way you can do the Christian life without these 2 things, and that is humility paired with obedience. You told a story a couple Sundays ago that I would love for us to retell here about how I thought the illustration you gave was tremendous of what this looks like in our walk with the Lord, of how he gives us instructions, he leads us in certain ways, but sometimes we don't want to let go of our way.
Yeah. So I tell this story. I have these 2 friendships that were kind of born out of adversity, or like friction is what started them. And this is one of them. I was a sophomore in high school, and my joke, anytime I talk about football now, I feel like Uncle Rico. You know what I mean? I was just a normal dude. I played a high school sport like a lot of people did. But I'm a sophomore in high school. I played quarterback, and I have this new offensive coordinator. And this is like one of our earliest interactions. You know, we've kind of gone through all the little like drills and whatever. Okay. The whole like no pad thing. And now we're in run throughs. Let's get it going. We're getting ready. And you played linebacker? Yeah. Were
outside linebacker, weak side.
All right.
We ran a 4-4.
So you were the will.
Yeah, so we ran a 4-4.
Yeah, okay.
So it was almost like a rover back.
So in my freshman year, I played strong safety.
Okay.
And I would sometimes play down like that 4-4.
Essentially, yep.
Yeah. But I would hit hard and I was a little fast. So
sounds like a concussion.
That's what I'm talking about. I would take more if I could play again. Do you miss it?
No, not a single bit.
I sometimes miss it. I used to miss it.
I enjoy
like
having a real life. Like I'm not being that sounded bad, but like I enjoy like having a house, doing stuff like that.
It's a thing. Anyway, it's a real commitment, but sometimes I miss it just because I like the competition and the sound of helmet to helmet.
Psycho, but
nothing better. But so we're at practice and we are running one of the most basic plays in all of football. It's for me, it's a 3-step drop. You throw the ball. I'm throwing just a simple slant route. We're working on like a short yard conversion situation. And you remember in practice, we played in an era where you hit the quarterback. 100%. Helmet to helmet was not like a thing back then like it is now.
How did you put it the other day? Contact was encouraged.
It was all encouraged. Yep. Like almost like if you just knocked a dude out, you were like high praised. It hit the highlight reel. Yep. All the coaches were losing their mind about how proud of you they were. And
out there smoking Marlboro Reds just in your face, just having a good old time.
So we're running this thing, and it's 1, 2, 3 throw. And for whatever reason, man, the defensive end on my strong side was just smoking our right tackle and just beating him every time. So when I hit my 3rd step, I should be throwing the ball. He's about to hit me. So I'm like tucking my shoulder and rolling out of the pocket. And coach is like, he blows the play dead. All right, run it again. And then he's like saying, hey, it's 3. It's 1, 2, 3. It's about timing. So we do it again. Same. We do it again. Same. We do it again. Same. This happens 4 or 5 maybe 6 times. It happened a lot of times. And he is increasingly getting like very angry. I mean, you could almost see his temperature rise with every whistle. And he was getting so fired up and he'd be like, run it again. Well, as a defensive player, when they say run it again, you don't read anything anymore.
There's no question of what's happening. Yeah.
I know the play, kill the quarterback. That's the mission. And so now it's getting increasingly worse. I honestly think he knew that it would get worse. He just wanted me to get the timing right.
Right.
So at the last time, he is losing it. I mean, he is red-faced, yelling at me. He's coming, just beaming over toward me. It's about timing. You have to hit that 3rd step and throw the ball. As he's coming at me, raising his voice, I am saying, as if he cannot see with his own eyeballs, I'm saying like, coach, this defensive end is coming and all this kind of stuff. And I'm talking about, he is in my face mask and he just yells, throw the ball. And in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna show you, I'll throw the ball and all this stuff. Cause in my, sophomore mind, I know better than this. He had probably been coaching football over 2 decades at that point. And so I'm like, I'm going to do it. So long short, I hit the 3rd step this time and I've committed. I'm going to throw the ball. I lean into that thing, form and everything, and I just let it rip. Meanwhile, defensive end is coming. And so I eat the crown of his helmet. He just cockroaches me. I mean, he hit me. I never even see the ball leave my hand. I never see it travel. Nothing. I don't see anything beyond his collision. And then I'm flat on my back and I hear my teammates, there's like cheering and celebration or whatever. And so after he rolls off of me and I look downfield, like between my feet, my receiver is in the end zone.
Right.
In a moment, I was like, I'm all in. Whatever that guy tells me to do, I'm just going to do it. And the reason I brought this story up as an illustration in the message was, if you really like get out of the situation and look at it now, how stupid am I to think that as a sophomore, with what do I have at that point, like 4 years of football background? Somehow I think I know better. This guy's been coaching for a long time. But when I finally submitted to his will and I did it his way, I got the result that I would prefer. And so instantly in my mind, because I was tough. I liked contact. Hit me. Let's go. Right now I feel let's strap it up and go. I love it. And so I wasn't afraid to get hit. I was not afraid to hit people. So it wasn't that even when I was ducking out of the pocket, it wasn't that I was like scared. It's that I thought somehow I was going to make the play better by getting a clear sight and all this stuff. He knew that the minute I dip out that the play's busted. That's what he knew. So the point is that when I saw it go his way and it gave me the result that I wanted, I was like, I will put up with that pain every snap if that's the result that I get. And it created an instant bond and a trust between him and I that I was like, in my own head, like, I'll just do whatever you tell me to do.
Right.
That created this. We had more fun that year. The most fun I've ever had as an athlete with any coach was that chemistry that he and I had. The illustration, the idea was that, like, who are we to think that somehow we know better than God?
Right.
And he's like, he's not trying to get us hurt.
Right.
But he is trying to get a result that we actually want.
And he knows best. That's the hardest part. All right. So let me ask you this. What would you say if you looked at your life, compare that now to listening to the Lord, being led by God? What is one that you could see where God was like, hey, I am telling you to do this. And you're like, I have that doesn't make sense. That's not going to work. But eventually you gave in and you're like, Lord, I'm trusting you. And you saw the big, for lack of a better term, the big win, the big play.
Gosh, man, I feel like I've told some of my favorite stories. The one was the prayer service thing. We've already talked about that this season. The other was the worship thing. We just talked about that.
That one comes out when we're filming this. Is already out. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. And so that was the to be continued. People loved the cliffhanger, by the way. I had multiple people say, like, oh my God, I just stopped. Anyway.
Yeah. It was like The Sopranos. It was just done.
Yeah. So let me think, I guess, I would love to think of a case where it's more like my life and my
right. Yeah, because I have, even for me, I was like, all right, well, I have a lot for church world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then again, I guess that is life. Like, even what we're living right now with Champion, there was things where I was like, this doesn't make sense for us to just go a different model than anything I was used to. But like now, it's taken a while. We're 3 years into it and we're starting to see, not that we've completely won by any means, but so we're starting to see that. So yeah, I could see when you told that story, I was listening, I was like, man, that reminds me of when we launched Champion, of like, this really doesn't make sense, but it's 100% what we feel like what God's leading us to do. And I've just got to trust that this is him. And I think for the listener, man, that's what you have to look at too. Like, all right, is this the Lord? Is he leading me to do something that's biblical? I don't get like, weird about it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Is it biblical? What is he leading me to do? And even if like, do you have that thing where maybe we probably wouldn't call it pride either. I was thinking about this. We probably wouldn't call it pride. Sometimes I've called it like discernment.
Okay.
Like, well, I'm using wisdom here. And it's like, no, it's just my pride of not wanting to do it. And it's me doing what you're preaching about on Saul, almost obeying.
Yep.
And not completely obeying. Yep. And that can, I don't know, I feel like sometimes that can mess you up. But when you listen to the Lord and whatever that is that he's leading you to do, even if it doesn't make sense and it challenges your pride, man, there is a win after it every time.
There's no question. I think for me, maybe in my own life, there's a couple things, and I don't even know if this one directly relates. So if I jack this up, just forgive me. But I remember a stretch of time in my parenthood, thinking, I don't even remember how old our kids were. I don't know. Janelle, they were all probably middle school or less. Janelle they were probably all middle school or less, I guess. We have 3 kids. And dude, I remember thinking to myself, like, if this was a hobby, I would just quit.
As a parent?
As a parent, I would give it up. And here's why. I just didn't think I was good at it. I'm like, these kids, I didn't feel like I was serving my children well.
I get that feeling. I've had that feeling a lot as a dad. Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh, Meg, I don't think I'm good. And are they going to like grow up and be like productive and all this? I don't know.
Dude,
and
that's such a real thought.
I felt like I was just really not doing a great job. And so, but then at the same time, there is no question that it was the call of God on my life to like, what am I going to, I can't quit. You know what I mean? And look, some dads do.
Right. Yeah.
Some dads abandon the house and the family, while other dads, they're there the whole time, but they check out.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. Been guilty of that 100%.
I had to just say, like, you don't have a choice, man. This is part of God's call in your life. Lean into these kids, do your best. And I was at and I think I repeat myself a lot, Dylan, but I think I've told this too, but I
don't know if you do. Every time you say that, I'm like, oh, maybe he has.
I feel like I just say the same things all the time, but I was, and remind me if I said this on the show, I was at that conference where the guy said, being a better pastor never made me a better father, never made me a better husband, never made me a better friend.
I don't think you've told that story on this, show.
I have said that recently. I thought it was here. And so I'm at a conference, and the most amenable thing is this guy's like and he was talking about the whole, like, don't sacrifice your family for the ministry. This was his point. So it was really good. And he's like, being a better pastor never made me a better father, never made me a better husband, never made me a better friend, et cetera, et cetera. And all these chorus of like, amen, amen. But I like really thought about that. And I was like, that isn't true for me. Responding to God's call in my life has made me better at everything. And I remember like it was in that moment, as a result, I pondered that statement and actually asked the question, is that true for me? And when I thought about it, I thought, it pivoted my parenting, honestly. And so here's what I thought, I'm going to try to stop parenting my kids, and I'm going to start trying to pastor them. I want to shepherd them towards something. And so I because, and I'm going to tell on myself, vulnerability seems to be a thing we do around here. I noticed that for whatever reason, I had a tendency to treat my kids like I treat me. There is not very much grace there.
Dude, you are on to something. Keep going. I'm listening.
I don't know why that was, but then I would treat the people of our church with so much patience and grace, and I would attaboy them for the smallest step, and then not even mention to my kids when they had done something, because, well, that's what you ought to do.
Right.
That's me pondering the statement at that conference made me rethink how I treat my kids. And I'm like, that for whatever reason, and I wish it wasn't true, way better now than I was then. I was like, I want to show my kids more grace. I want to be more like complimentary. I want to treat them like the people I pastor,
right? Not
like I treat me. I need to be hard on me,
right?
I need it that way. They didn't, and so I shifted, and it was an act of like revelation from the Lord, and it was obedience to the call of parenthood. I cannot get out of, like, I can't even quietly check out of their life.
Right.
It is God's calling that I can't effectively pastor our church if I don't lead my home. That's scriptural.
Right.
So I honestly don't know if that even connects to the question that you were asking, except that it was submission and sacrifice for me. I had to be way more, I had to front load my thinking, like, oh, okay, hang on.
Right.
Show them the grace that you would show the person on the serve team.
Right. Well, I think, all right, so you hit something there that if you're not a pastor watching this, you're like, well, I don't know if I can relate to that. You said shepherding them. That's the key. We use the word pastor. Okay, yes, but that's the shepherding part. Now, you say, maybe you're watching, you're like, hey, I don't have any kids. Okay, but you do have people around you. Yeah. You do have somebody around you that God has put you in their life for a reason. Now you might be like, well, that's just coincidence. Okay, then that just means God's not involved. Or if you believe that he is involved in your life right now, the people you are around is who you are meant to shepherd, who you're supposed to have influence on, who you're supposed to show the love of God, where people taste and see that he is good. But that shift of perspective, dude, that just hit me. Is that shift of perspective. Am I going to shepherd people, or am I going to treat them how I treat myself, which is usually not great? Does that make sense? Like, man, when you said that, that just lit up inside of me massively. And then you said this as well, my calling should make everything better. That goes right with humility and obedience. Because if you're going to walk in, I wanted to use a different word than purpose, but I don't know of another. If you're going to walk in the reason why you are alive, you're going to have to be humble, and you're going to have to obey the Lord. Now I'm a Jesus guy, so obviously that's what I believe. But if you're going to walk in your purpose, you have to absolutely be humble. Put your side away, and you're going to have to listen to what the Lord is leading you to do. And I think he speaks to us more than we realize if we are doing those two things.
I totally agree.
Does that track?
With me, it does. And I also think I'm trying to put myself in the mindset of a potential listener. I think that calling is this big, ambiguous thing to some people.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm convinced that I'm called by God to do what I'm currently doing. And I'm going to tell you why. Part of the reason is I'm convinced of it, because there are times, many is probably not the proper adjective. There are times that I wish I could do something else. Honestly, it comes with, and
100%
firsthand, it comes with what it comes with. And there are just times.
I love everyone. I never want to quit.
There are just times where it's like, I wish I didn't have the pressure. I wish I didn't have to make the decision. I wish I didn't, whatever, all the things. There have definitely been seasons where I'm just like, God, are you sure you sure you picked the right guy?
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I'm right for it. But I also think sometimes, so maybe I'm a little bit of a unicorn to a lot of the people listening, because I think there's sometimes people get lost in like, well, what is my calling? And they over index on this thing they're not doing and ignore the things that are right in front of them. And so I would say to just slow down and be faithful to what you know. So, do you have a job? Be the best employee you can possibly be. Be great at it. Are you a parent? Man, just lean into those little people and do, if your kids are grown, lean in. You'll never stop being mom or dad to them ever.
Right,
lean into that relationship. Whatever, like what is actually in front of you that you are certain is your responsibility, just get great at that. That will lead to whatever, because your greatest calling very well could be being mom.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I just wrote this down. Calling does not equal big movie script in 15 years. That they could write a movie off of my life and all that. That's not what that means. There's how many faithful people will we meet in heaven that fulfilled their calling. I feel like that's kind of what you're saying. You're right.
Because, okay, Trevor and I are a couple of guys that have this mark from God to be in vocational ministry, and we stand in front of people and under lights and microphones and all this stuff. And some people, this is not holistic. Some people would look at that and be like, oh, what a calling. But I think about our moms.
Yeah, 100%.
Dude, are you glad that your mom was faithful to you and your siblings?
And still to this day, when she texted me the other day, hey, I haven't told you how proud I am of you. I might just like in the truck, like eyes welling up with tears, 100%.
Dude, my mom was like everything to me, especially in my early life when I had all the weird struggles and challenges and all the time. And she was just like my, I don't know, sanity. She was like the rock of my life and always pointed me to Jesus every single time. And I'm like, thank God she lived in her calling. You know what I mean? That was us. That was 100%. Me and Jamie. Thank God for it.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so we didn't plan on going here, but it does. I will say though, you can't walk in any of this without humility. You can't be a good parent without humility. You can't be a good supervisor, business owner, real estate, whatever, without having humility. Listen, I mean, even if you're like, well, I'm not into the God thing, let me just say it like this then. You can't be a good human if there isn't some type of humility inside of you. I don't care what all of the big podcasters and TikTok people and all these things say, you got to do this. Listen, man, if you want to be a crappy human, be prideful.
For sure.
Period. I bless you with that. So that was
totally
a little rush, but
that.
like that's a personal thing of mine. Like I'm not a perfect person by a million miles, but there is one thing I look at all the time is like, I've said this a lot of Champion, and I've recognized, I go, is this selfish Trevor or is this selfless Trev? Because there's two different people going on in my heart. Selfish is Trevor, and he's a jerk, and he only cares about himself. But then selfless is like Trev, and he's happy, and he wants to serve people, and does that make sense? But Colin, you want to jump in here?
No, go ahead.
If you're like, yeah, okay, I don't know the calling, or I know we're using a lot of parent references and stuff today, I would look at two things. Who's around you? You said that 100%. That's Jesus even said to start that. Acts chapter 1, start with who you are around. The second thing I would look for is what breaks your heart.
Good question.
What breaks your heart? That is the greatest outside of the people around you. You can't skip the people around you to get to what breaks your heart. It doesn't work like that. You can't be like, yeah, I'm good on them. I'm going to go to what breaks my heart. Like, I'll just use homelessness for an example. Well, like people who are homeless breaks my heart, but I'm not going to care about my own home. It doesn't work like that. That's that's not God's obedience. That's honestly, there's some pride in that I don't want to do this and I'm going to jump here. And I know there's a lot of, I'm sure, different spider webs we can get caught in there. But what breaks your heart? What's that thing that when you think about, you're like, man, that absolutely, like, I feel like the shatter in my heart, that's probably the biggest indicator of God is like, hey, I have you here on this earth for that reason to do something about that.
I totally agree. I was listening to a podcast recently, and one of the voices on the podcast said something. I was like, that's so much wisdom, is that there are dudes sitting in their living room yelling at the TV.
Oh, I saw this clip.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yelling at the TV, and they have all the answers how to fix the economy,
fix the nation,
blah, blah, blah. And then their kid is upstairs and they have no idea what's going on in their life.
I think his exact words were being discipled by demons. Was his exact words.
That sounds right. Here's my point to bringing that up. Again, it's another parental analogy. The point is like the principle of the talents. What did God give you?
Yeah.
And then what are you doing with it?
Yep.
That is the question. So I think that's the first point you were making there. And then the second one is the whole break your heart thing. I totally agree so much, because I think part of the reason that God's called me to be a pastor is because, one, I love people and I love them all. I just, period. Are you a people? I'm down. I'm all in. I'm intrigued by people. I'm intrigued by cultures and personalities and all the things. So that's part of it. I love to build teams. I love it. Like, it's one of the funnest.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Most fun things that I get to be a part of is like pulling people together. I'm a galvanizer, rallying people, and let's go toward a thing. And then I like leadership.
Yeah.
I like it. Like, it breaks my heart to see people not led. So God's like, okay, well, I built you that way.
100%. That's how you're wired.
That's because certain things break my heart that wouldn't break others, and vice versa. And then the beauty of our roles, I guess, in what we do, we get the privilege to, like, and some people would hate this so much. This is because it's not how God designed them. We get the privilege to pull like that eclectic collage of people together and say, well, what breaks their hearts? Great. That is probably a representation of the heart of our church, because we are our church. The people of Champion are Champion Church.
100%.
It isn't your address or your title.
We say it all the time. It's not my church. It's our church.
That's it. That's exactly right. And same at Church on the Rock. And guess what? We are probably exactly the picture of who God wants us to be. And so and I just said this in a conversation with somebody on Sunday, they had this, like, they had a heart. It was homeless driven, driven toward homelessness. It's not how the conversation went, but it would answer the question. If I was to ask them what breaks your heart, what breaks their heart is seeing people without and on the streets and such. And they were like, I would love to be able to, like, do something with that. And I just started pointing them to people in our church that are, we have a couple things like outreaches that we participate in and things like that. And I just started connecting them with people. And then I'm like, head on do you do this on Sundays? I'm like, all right, hang on. I'm like, all right, hey, see that person in that church? That's who you need to go meet. I will send people to people all the time in our church. Go talk to Jim, because he would love to hear your heart on that. He's connected to and it's fun. It's just, and then our church now has an expression toward homelessness because of the people within our,
without being
a portion of the people within our church.
And again, you cannot do that without humility.
Correct.
You cannot do that. And what I've seen just in church world, so many people we'll just use homelessness for an example. Man, I want to do something about homelessness. I want to build an apartment complex for homeless people. And it's like, man, that's awesome. That is awesome. Okay, so but what's step one? Step one is serving with people who are already doing it. Yeah, but I want to do this. No, that's step 4,612. You're on step one right now. But it's this weird thing, and maybe I'm wrong. This is just how I see it. It's this weird thing that maybe it's our flesh, maybe it's the enemy, maybe it's the enemy playing on our flesh. We're like, well, if I can't do step 4,612 of the big thing, then I'm not going to do this.
Yeah, that's a real problem.
And it's like, no. Like,
never be too important to do important things.
Yeah. And like
That is a humility driven statement.
right. And you're already in that scenario, that person, and they didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I feel this call for homelessness. That's an act of obedience of what the Lord's putting on your heart. But then you have to be humble to walk across the room. I'm not saying they didn't. Please hear if you're watching. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like, obviously I wasn't there. But like, you have to do, I've just seen so many people like, I want to make a difference feeding people. Okay. Epic Food Pantry is feeding people 7 days a week. The largest one in our area that started with a lady she is just tremendous because she saw food getting wasted and said, how can I gather this food that's getting wasted and help people?
Yeah.
Now they're feeding thousands of people a week because she took one step of humility. I don't even know if she's a believer or not. And something in her was moving her in it, and she moved in obedience, and it goes hand in hand.
And led to another step, to another step, to another
exactly.
step. Yeah. I think I said it a couple weeks ago. The most overnight successes took 15, 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same thing. I'll give you an example within the context of like church life. There are times that people, let me get real specific. We host prayer services on Tuesday mornings, and we have all kinds of people that will speak and lead. We do like a quick little devotional. We start with a small teaching that launches us into a time of individual prayer, and then we all gather together at the end of the hour and we pray together. Every single speaker at our prayer services will always introduce themselves. Hi, my name is so-and-so, and I serve on the blank team. Mm-hmm. Every one of them. There's a reason for that. One, we would like people to just know who, where they are and how they contribute and things like that. But then also, there have been people that have said to us, not maybe directly to me, said to us like, "Hey, I'm interested in like maybe speaking at prayer."
Right.
Cool. And then my first question is, where do you serve?
Right.
Well, if you're not serving, I am not handing you a microphone. I guarantee you that. Right. And I say which is very prideful sounding as we talk about humility.
We talk about humility.
The point is, sorry.
All right, but
sorry,
even
I'm not trying to sound prideful.
No, but even in that, is that easy?
Yes. Yeah, there you go.
Is that easy to go into it? Not that
the
you
point is,
you know
like, for us, if you're not willing to just make a difference quietly behind the scenes for somebody,
Bingo.
And now you want a voice, it's like, oh man, no, not.
That's not good. Right.
I don't know. That is a tangible example in our context.
Well, in our church world, for sure. If you've been around church world, you get that of like, oh, how do people get the microphone? Like that kind of deal. You totally get that. I wrote down two things I know that's a little bit behind. So to wrap it up, two things, because this isn't a fun topic. And so a lot of people might have checked out when I first said, hey, we're talking about humility and obedience. And they're like, okay.
I will humbly decline.
That's funny. So, but I wrote two things in your context. We're talking a lot about obviously our context of church world, parent life, that kind of stuff. But here's two things you could ask yourself to really, I think you should pray this. What does humble look like for me? And what does obedience look like for me? Like, what are those two things? What is humility? Being humble in my situation. Mm-hmm. I've got a team at work. I'm just saying this. I'm leading a team at work, leading maybe a few people at work, started this small business, whatever it might be. What does humility look like for me on a daily basis where I can choose that? Mm-hmm. And then what does obedience to God look like for me in a daily obedience where I can, or where I can choose that thing? And I think that's just some really healthy prayer. I mean, I probably don't pray that enough either. So I don't want it to sound like, I've got it all figured out.
Well, neither of us do. And I don't think we don't ever have this conversation under that assumption that like we know all things.
Right. Just a lot of things.
I would encourage, there's a practice that I do sometimes. I would encourage you to find like, what is that place that it maybe it's hard, it's difficult for you. Mm-hmm. And intentionally lean into like that pain a little bit. Let me give an example. So if you are a person that needs the credit, be intentional to give some away. Feel that pain with purpose and intention. Because what you can do is you can start to curve that need for your attention seeking need or whatever. And then there's a real reward when it's like, yeah, but my teammate got the praise for that. There's a thing, and that's a very godly thing to do. My way of doing it is I have this, everybody knows I love to hunt. Forgive me, I'm sorry. But I have this sort of an account that it's like hunt money. And it's not she money, like she don't know I got it and she can't have it. It's not that. So my wife is fully aware of this. And so I have this fund that is all the resources in that account and attached to, I have like a debit card and all that are for the purpose of me hunting. And I have ways that I, add to that account. And I am like I feel like we've talked about this too, and maybe not. I'm the Dave Ramsey name the dollar guy to a point. And once a dollar's named, I don't like to unname it. Dude, there have for sure been times where I felt like God has prompted my heart to give to someone else from there. And that is never fun or easy because
I'm allergic to generosity. I was trying to hold that in. Could you see my eyes?
I saw your eyes getting red.
Buddy. I'm so sorry.
You're good, man.
Generosity does it to me.
Sweet cup you could.
Buddy, that's what I had, but generosity just makes me. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. I tried so hard to hold that in.
You're fine.
Sorry.
So there have been times that I felt the leading of the Lord. Like, I want you, Josh, to give from your sacred place, sacrificial, not from y'all's account, from yours. And I'll do it.
Yeah.
It is always hard, but I'll do it. But I'll be honest with you. I have even found reasons and willfully chose to do it because I want to war against like that it's mine thing and that grip thing. And so there have been times where I'm like, this is selfless. This is for someone else or their benefit or whatever. I'm going to do whatever it might be.
Right.
Whatever it might be, like I'm going to grab the ticket at this meal from my account to show love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
or whatever.
100%.
I honestly do that sometimes just to probe at what I know in me is
to bring it back.
Dude, because there's never enough money in that account.
But
never. And
that's a prime example.
If you
for sure
quadrupled it, I would want you to 5X it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the selfish nature of me.
Yeah.
So I just intentionally war against it.
On humility and obedience, wrapping it up, any last thing you would say, you would want to add, any of that kind of stuff?
No, man, I think we covered. Okay. I feel like I did a terrible job of keeping us on point, and you did a great job of it today.
No, but
well done.
Honestly, I didn't expect this, but I think even going into the next one for the next episode, this is going to go perfect. Everybody wants to wake up and feel like they matter. Everybody wants to wake up and feel like, man, I have a calling, I have a purpose. Me being alive today on a Tuesday afternoon at whatever time it is we're recording this at 2:29 Eastern Standard Time, my life matters. But you are never going to see that if you're full of pride and you're full of disobedience in your heart towards the Lord. That's just a simple fact of it. And the next piece, I'm not going to tell you what it is next week because you won't come back. That's where it starts to cut on you. That's where things start to shift. So Dylan, you good, buddy? You want to add anything? Sure. You good?
Good.
All right. Until next time, God bless you guys. Share it with somebody you know is not humble. They'll love it. We'll talk to you soon.